Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So, can you guess? Can you guess what I'm doing today? Oh, I'm having one of those days where I'm pepping myself up. Go, Lynn, go. You can do it, Lynn. You can do it. And knowing that I'm just like, okay, is it bedtime yet? Is it bedtime yet? But, gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta get there when we get there from here. So, Owen was quite proud of himself this morning. He slept all night, and whereas that isn't like a new thing right now, like he's been doing it successfully for many, mostly months. I mean, he's had a few nights where he's woke up or things, but we're back on a good streak. For some reason, it was quite impressive for himself this morning. And I am not one to knock down happiness about sleeping all night, because I will take it. So I was quite joyous with him. I shared that I was quite joyous with him. I was happy about it, and we celebrated it. So, that's always a good thing. Because yesterday he kind of woke up in a little bit of a, I don't want to say bad mood, but it took him a little bit to figure out that he was awake and where this was all heading and that type of thing. So I feel like, I don't want to say he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but we just had some moments yesterday where he was just a little bit not quite there yet. So when we have these really great moments, I am all about it with him, and I will, like I say, whichever way he wants to celebrate, because I when your son says to you, you need the coffee, well, you need the coffee. So I am the first to say that the mama doesn't always wake up in the cranky. I have had some cranky days, or not slept all night, and I just need a little bit more moments of coffeeness, or. But once we got past the excitement, he talked a lot about what his day held. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are generally days that he wants to go to school and then come home. Occasionally, he'll come up with something if we're going to meet a friend or something like this. But most of the time, it's not that. Most of the time, he tells me he is going to school and then he's coming home. Mondays are for his therapy. Again, generally, he goes to music and then vision therapy. I had to go through my list and try to paint at the same time. And then Tuesdays and Wednesdays are, like I said, days that he kind of says he's staying home. And then Thursday is speech, OT, and PT, speech, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. And right now he doesn't have physical therapy because his his physical therapist is out on maternity leave, or as Owen affectionately calls it, eternity leave, because she's been gone for an eternity. And I don't know that he quite understands all of it, but that's That's what he says. So he is quite ready for her to return. So, and then Fridays are back to him basically wanting to stay home. There are always exceptions to all of this. And then he wants to quickly get to Saturday to see his grandma, and then Sunday where he can go to church, and back to his Monday. So it's, he's got his plans. The part that was kind of hard for me this morning was he hardly ever gets to see his quote unquote best friend, what he calls his best friend. And he told me this morning that he no longer had a best friend because he doesn't get to see him. And that just broke my heart. And I tried to explain that he could still have him as his best friend. He just unfortunately doesn't. He was right. He doesn't get to see him because they go to different schools. This is hard. So again, trying to explain to him that it's, how do you even, it breaks my heart. So he, I tried to just say to him that hopefully we'll get to see him again soon. And, I know that it was very hard on him to not get to see him. But I told my mom, it's such a thinking process. The thought that went into that moment for him is incredible to me. So for him to even say it, it's a lot, for him to work through all of those emotions and moments and just all of it. So whereas it's difficult, I just still, it's sad. And I just keep hoping that at some point we'll get to spend more time with his friend, and maybe one day they'll be back at the same school. So until then, I'm going to try to figure out other ways to, I don't know, get them together or. So, oh, I got frogs. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do little candles. The other day when I made this one, oops, I always do that. This one, this wasn't exactly how I was going to do it. I was going to put the candles kind of on the ends of the tree, and then I just went crazy with the candles. And so this one is this one's still up for, I should do this live, and so then I can have someone's input as to what they'd like to see, because I always say it's just paint. We can make another one. It may not be exactly the same way, but we can make another one. So I try not to stress about this, but there's always tons of options. So I was thinking about putting little candles on the edge, but I was also thinking about, I always call it sprinkles or confetti, and I take the brush and I fill the brush with lots of paint and then splat, 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 splat. Problem is, I have all these paintings here, and it not only splats the painting, but it splats me, And I am not wearing one of my smocks. I will pretty much wear, I cycle through, but I will wear something for several days because I completely get paint on myself constantly. But today I'm wearing a dress that I like, and I should have put the smock on before I started, but there we go. So, and again, it's just paint, it's just clothes. Between Owen and I, we have so many items that have paint on it. It truly, at this point, what does it really matter? But yeah, I try. So I can do numerous things here. I can do the little candles. I can do dots like all over, or I can just leave it. And that is always my wonder. So let's just experiment here. I think I used my thicker brush. Probably not this one. But that would kind of work if I did. And we're just gonna do some random, because then I'll go back in and do, we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. And some of them kind of look like the dots anyways, so you never know. It'll all work out. So I keep hoping that Owen's friend will get to do more things. They've been going, Owen has been going to our church's monthly movie. I couldn't think what it was called. And I keep hoping that his friend will show up to one of them. But so far they haven't, but you never know. So Owen was very excited about going to school today. He couldn't wait to get out to the bus, and this is kind of the usual. And the bus app, once again, was not working. So it was cold, but we went out. And of course, today the bus was actually a little later than it normally is. So he was very patient, though, and did great waiting while we were doing what we were doing. So I was happy. He's grown so much. He's truly processing so much more, able to kind of think through things and just take it all in, which is fantastic. So I'm very, very happy about that. Now I'm trying to decide.
Follow up with it to do C.
So
C. If you finish this,
I decided to do this.
Otherwise, I'll remind you in an hour.
It's so funny. I turn her off and it still happens. But that's okay. That is okay. Owen goes to a therapy clinic, children's therapy clinic, and they're always doing different activities throughout the year to raise funds, because like Owen has insurance that pays for his therapy, but so many families unfortunately do not have money for therapy. And so they had a 5K run walk, and that's where Owen goes to see his, what he calls, night Santa. And so he loves Santa now, which we went for years. He wouldn't even, Santa was a no-go. That was just not going to happen, which, we tried, and, I get it, so, but now he's so excited about Santa and going to see him, and he loves Night Santa, and that was reminding me, which it won't turn off, to post about their 5K, which was in November. So ever since it did the update, I just don't know why it's doing what it does. I've lost. It does what it wants to do. So anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Dots. I decided to do dots, if anyone was wondering. I'm like I said earlier, I think I'm slap happy. I've been sleeping a tad bit better, but like this morning I was up at 4 a.m. Just between noise and I'm still, even though I'm finished with my chemo treatments, maintenance infusions, it's the end treatments, I still there's just still moments in time where I just don't feel good, and some days are harder than others, and so my stomach really wasn't bothering me this morning, but I just did not feel good. And seems like everybody is not sleeping anymore like we used to sleep or should sleep, but so I'm working on all the things I should: diet, exercise, drink water at the right proportions at the right time, and they said it would take a couple of months to kind of start to get a lot of the stuff out of my system, and then it could take 6 months, to really start to feel more like it's completely going away. The interactions, like my stomach and things like that. So just depends on the person, I guess, and what's happening. So I think we are about there. Happy little stuff. All right, so I always sign O for Owen, and then L and B. There we go. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.